Okay, I'm going to have some swordfish after this meeting, and then before that, we're going to start our Halifax Board of Selectmen meeting for Wednesday, November 9th, 2022 at 6 o'clock. The meeting is being taped by Area 58, and we're going to start it how we start all our Selectmen meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. You want to make a motion to approve the agenda or jump right down to the...
I would say organize.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen that have an agenda here, we're going to skip right down under discussions to reorganization of the board. I know technically it is my year here to have chairmanship on this board, but if you think of how that tradition has been set up, it's been set up for a selectman that's been selectman for a couple of years and then takes over the chairmanship for their last year as a way to, I won't say campaign, but as a way to steer the ship in their campaign year. Seeing as I've had limited experience as a selectman, albeit a little different, I think it's in the best interest of this board that we reorganize and make John Bruno our chairman of this board. He's got plenty of experience. Will steer our ship very well. So I just wanted to make a motion, I guess, to reorganize our board here and give the chairmanship to Mr. Bruno. Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Jonathan, thank you, and I know we have some things to do tonight. I want to start with my gratitude to you because you are the Bailey Zappi of Halifax, I will say. You came in off the bench as a rookie and brought us all the way to almost beating the
Green
Packers.
Bay.
Yeah, so that's a marvelous thing. A lot of people wouldn't have the character to do that, and I know you do. So I, as a citizen, as one of your constituents, and now as a fellow member of the board, I really do appreciate everything you've done. And I don't want to stop there because I also want to thank Mrs. Nolan, who stepped into the breach here and has provided service that is just well beyond whatever we could have expected from any town employee. A marvelous work and not easy, I know that, but she's done a wonderful job for us. And the assistance of Pam and Irma, you folks have just done great work under very unusual circumstances. So what I'd like to do is give you a standing ovation, and I hope everyone else will. So keep up the good work, folks.
Can I read my long-winded one?
If you like to. Well, let's finish the reorganization. So,
Sure.
I would make the motion that we appoint Jonathan Seelig as vice chairman. The selectmen rotating schedule is only a matter of tradition. We do that. We've done that over years, and some years we didn't even do it, depending on the circumstances. But you're right. It's always a good practice to keep moving the chair around so not one person gets in there. I'm hoping you you consider running next year. Don't asking you for any commitments now, but that will be good. But I would move now to have Jonathan Seelig be the vice chairman.
Second that.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And then I will also make a motion that our newest member, who has the least amount of experience, but will soon be learning quite a bit, Naja Nazarella, be the clerk.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion approved. John, Mr.
Yes,
Seelig,
I
you
just
have
wrote this
something
up
to
real
say?
quick. You guys will bear with me. I want to read this statement. Tonight marks the closing of a historic chapter in Halifax history. It's a chapter I hope we as a town never have to write again. Now that said, sometimes trials and tribulations bring out the best in people, and I'm happy to say that was the situation here in Halifax. While everyone leaned in to help, there were a few that went above and beyond the call of duty these past 11 weeks, and I think they deserve some special recognition. I'd like to personally thank Selectman Assistant Pamela McSherry. Pam, I call Pam the Great and Powerful Oz because she's the one behind the scenes who is really the glue that holds everything together. So without her dedication and willingness to take on some extra duties, there is no way we get to this point today. So I would like to give Pam a hand as well. The same can be said for our town administrator and town accountant, Sandy Nolan. Sandy took on the challenge of wearing two hats, two very demanding hats, of town accountant and acting town administrator. I want to remind everyone that the TA position was something that Sandy had absolutely no desire in taking, but she felt obligated to help because she knew her town needed her. I am proud of the job she's done and will continue to do until we get our full-time TA in place, which hopefully is very, very soon. So Sandy, thank you very much. Thank you to our town clerk, Sue Lawless, and assistant Tara Wakefield. Sue and Tara rolled up their sleeves to take on the challenge of hosting 2 simultaneous elections on the same day. Ask any town clerk, having both a state and local election on the same at the same time is bonkers, to say the least. Not only does it double your work, but it creates a logistical nightmare of making sure ballots stay separated and confusion is kept to a minimum. But it was their willingness to take on the challenge that saved our taxpayers from having to foot the bill on holding a separate voting day. And Sue, I am proud to say, you and Tara pulled it off with flying colors, so thank you to you. All right, and then quick, on a personal note, I'd like to thank my family. The norm at the Seelig House is that, for better or worse, Dad's always there when you need him. Since August, hasn't always been the case, so I wanted them to know their sacrifices haven't gone unnoticed, and I thank them for their understanding. And finally, I'd like to thank the people of Halifax for their patience and understanding. As I said back in August, we were going to keep things as status quo as possible while we were still moving forward, and I believe we did that. Now, it is time to get to work. So tonight, as we turn the page, I'd like to officially welcome John and Naja. I'm excited to begin this new chapter here in Halifax with our first full board in 76 days. We have some catching up to do, but I have no doubt the Halifax spirit will continue to shine, and we will continue to show everyone why we truly are the heart of Plymouth County. Thank you.
Well said.
There you go. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Hey, the baseball appreciate it now.
Yeah, this is true.
Plenty of other times when
They're going to be
stuff.
throwing stuff at me, I know.
All right, so we've got that far. We need to approve the agenda. Any changes to be made to the agenda? Seeing none, do we have a motion to approve it?
Yes, so moved.
And we have a second? Yes. Yeah. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. I'm going to recommend that we skip over the minutes, only because Naja and I haven't had an opportunity to see them yet. We can move to the approval of the warrants and committees. Well, actually, we have appointment at 6:05, so we probably should skip and go right into that. So 6:05, we have Susan Lawless, the chairman of the Town Administrator Search Committee report. So Susan, do you want to
Come on down.
come on up? There's one seat left, apparently, right in the front here.
Yeah, front and center.
All right, so first of all, I just want to say personally, thank you to the committee. Everyone worked great together. It was a wonderful team effort. Everyone put extra into it. You know, we really wanted to find the right person, and I think we did a really good job. That being said, Bernie couldn't be here tonight, and so he did send a letter, and I just want to read it real quick. Dear members of the Select Board, I'm happy to report that the work of the Town Administrator Screening Committee is complete with the selection of 3 finalists to be interviewed by the Select Board, tentatively on November 18th. We'll discuss that in a minute. I want to thank the members of the Screening Committee for their effective and efficient work in this process. The members carefully reviewed the materials submitted by the applicants, extensively considered and deliberated the selection of semifinalists for interviews, worked with us in the development of interview topics, actively engaged with the candidates during the interviews, and extensively reviewed and evaluated the qualities of each interviewed candidate before deciding on the finalists that are presented for your consideration and selection to be the next Halifax Town Administrator. The town received 18 resumes in application for the town administrative position. Overall, I would describe the applicant pool to be strong with several well-qualified candidates. Upon a review of the resumes and cover letters submitted by the applicants, the committee determined to interview 6 individuals over the course of 2 days. These individuals were chosen based on their experience and the quality of their submitted materials. Based upon the interviews and committee deliberations, the members of the committee unanimously chose 4 candidates for presentation to the board for consideration of appointment. However, one finalist did withdraw his candidacy, and we are attaching the other 3. We are currently conducting background reviews of each of the finalists, including contacting references for each of the proposed finalists, conducting criminal history checks, and internet-assisted research with follow-up as required to discuss media stories with each of the candidates as required. The application materials, cover letters, and resumes compiled in a finalist report which is attached. A summary of feedback from references will be submitted to the board under separate cover prior to the interviews. I'm happy to address any questions that the board members might have regarding the candidates or the process as we move forward. Please feel free to contact me via email or by phone. Sincerely, Bernard Lynch, Principal. All right, so he is available on November 18th, anytime after 2 o'clock. He'd prefer to do it the earlier, the better. All right.
I'm not sure what your schedule is. So the 18th is a Friday.
Thank you.
I can be good.
You can.
Yep.
So
Actually, Pammy, do you want one for a
after
minute?
2 o'clock, I can make it myself on that
Yeah.
Friday, the 18th. So
I can also make
I
it.
think we'll have 3 interviews to do. I assume each one will take close to an hour.
Yeah.
So that's 3 hours, 3, 4, 5, 6. So can we start around maybe 3 o'clock on Friday, the 18th?
Okay. Yep.
Does that work?
Post a
I can be
meeting.
there, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So,
And Pam, will you just, Area 50? Right.
so I guess I'll make a motion that we schedule the interviews, the public interviews for the 3 remaining candidates for town administrator rather, for Friday, November 18th, which is a week from this Friday, commencing at 3 o'clock or whenever it's convenient to get the schedule together.
So moved.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion about that?
I'd just like to thank the subcommittee. I know those interviews can go a long time. You guys put in a lot of work, so just want to thank you guys for donating your time and helping us hopefully find a great candidate. Thank you.
I feel very confident.
Good, yeah, that's great. Well, and you're really moving us, you are kept us moving along.
Trying,
That's
doing
fantastic.
our best to keep it going.
Okay, all those in favor of this meeting on the 18th, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you, Mrs. Lawless. The next thing on the agenda, which is at 6:15, which I guess we're pretty close enough, we may as well just start it now,
Sure.
is Chief Chaves and Patrol, Chads, I'm sorry.
He's new. Give him a little while. He's new.
I'm rusty. A lot of things I used to know and I forgot.
Go easy on the new guy.
No worries.
Anyway, we're here for some patrol officer recommendation interviews, and I don't have a list of those, I don't think. I've seen.
We have resumes
Has your
there.
names right.
The names are down there.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Yeah, so we have Mr. Campbell and Mr. Feltrip? Yep. Okay. Chief, go ahead and
So
start.
first of all, I just want to echo what Sue said, to thank John, thank Sandy, thank Pam, and welcome the board, it's nice to have a full board, so we can finally get some work done. So it's my pleasure tonight to bring 2, I think, outstanding candidates for the position of patrol officers. So I'll just, I believe you have my recommendation for appointment letter. I'll just read them to the public. So dear board, on September 14, 2022, myself, along with Sergeant Patrick Sterling, Detective Robert McDonald, and Officer Joseph Cushman, conducted an all-board interview with police officer candidate William Feltrip. I respectfully request the board to approve our recommendation to extend an offer of full-time employment to the candidate. which would include a probationary period for the term of a year. Mr. William Feltrip has successfully completed his medical exam, PAT test, and psychological exam, as well as an extensive background check as directed by post-commission. Mr. Feltrip is a fully certified police officer in the state of Massachusetts through the MPTC and post-commission. He can exercise all powers and duties of a police officer as directed by Mass General Law 41, Section 98. In addition to offering this candidate a full-time position, I would request that the board bring Mr. Feltrip in at a step 3 salary. Mr. Feltrip has earned his certification as a police officer. He has been a police officer working in the field since 2011. His most current position was as a sergeant for Simmons College since January. He is a certified EMT, firearms instructor. He would be entering the department with much more experience and expertise than a recruit graduating the academy, and his salary step should reflect his previous training and experience. Supporting documents are available, which I think the board has. Also, their resumes and such. I have copies if
Chief, can I just,
Sure.
can we just do them one at a time?
Yeah,
So,
sure.
Mr. Feltrip, do you want to come on up front and, nothing to be worried about. You're in, as far as I'm concerned, but I asked the chief to have you and, I'm sorry about your name, Officer Campbell, Mr. Campbell, come in and talk to us. This is a public hearing, and your position as a police officer in the town of Halifax is a very important one and a very public one. So I thought it was important that the public get an opportunity to just hear from you for a minute as to why you want to work for us and some of your thoughts about policing. I always think about Halifax as the classic small town. Right, we're a very small town in a lot of ways, including some of our politics, which we don't need to get into. But besides that, but what I mean by that is some people think of policing as very militaristic and overbearing, and we're going to enforce all the laws, we're going to make sure everybody lives up to the laws and all of that kind of stuff. And I think in Halifax, what we need is policemen that are like Chief Chaves, who are very understanding of the public role here and how important you are to that. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and why you think you want to work for us.
Okay. My name is Bill Feltrip. I am, as Chief said, I've been in the law enforcement for over 10 years now. It's mostly been with colleges, with 5 years as a part-timer in Whitman. In college, there's a heavy stress on community policing, creating an environment where the students, or your town in this case, come to you with their issues, and so they can be solved either by us, or we can point you in a direction of where somebody else could help you. I believe that is the proper way to police. It's worked for me for 10 years. It's gotten, it builds a strong community, I feel, along with some transparency. Transparency is also very important for the departments. That also builds trust. Sorry, a little nervous.
Well, we gave you, we put you up first, so you can.
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Campbell, so he's taking notes on watching him.
Yeah. I'm excited to come and learn this town, learn from the people what their major concerns are, and if I can do anything about it, I will.
Okay. Anybody from the board have any questions or?
Sure, I stole a question from a guy that sat in this chair before me.
Was that true?
That was Troy, yeah. So our former selectman's mantra was fair, firm, and consistent. How would that approach? Do you subscribe to that approach, number one? And number two, how would you kind of live that approach here in Halifax?
I do subscribe to that.
That's a tough one. I know. It's out of left
It's a
field. I
thinker.
know.
You-
It's a
You're
deep
throwing it at me.
Yeah, it's all good.
I believe that means treating people equitably, no matter if you know them, if you have never met them a day in your life, regardless of race, sex, you know, any of those. It is essential in policing to be fair to everybody, so everybody feels like they can come to you when they really need you.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right?
Okay, I'm going to recommend that we do the motion for both of them at the same time, because before we do that, we do need to just have a discussion with the union about the wage rate. So if we could ask Chief Chaves to talk about Officer Campbell, or Mr. Campbell, not officer yet. And your questions are going to be harder.
That's
You
it.
have to watch.
You got the cheat sheet.
So on September 14th, we conducted an interview with officer candidate Paul Campbell. I respectfully submit the board to approve our recommendation to extend an offer of full-time employment to the candidate, which would include a probationary period of the term of a year. Mr. Paul Campbell has successfully completed his medical exam, PAT test, psychological exam, as well as an extensive background check as directed by post. Mr. Campbell is a fully certified officer in the state of Massachusetts through the MPTC and Post Commission. He can exercise all powers and duties of a police officer as directed by Mass General Laws 41, Section 98. In addition to offering the candidate a full-time position, I would request the board bring Mr. Campbell at a step 3 salary. Mr. Campbell has earned his certification as a police officer. He has been a police officer working in the field since 2015. His most current position was as a police officer for Massachusetts Community College since 2018. He is a certified defensive tactics instructor, teaching at the police academy, and has obtained his career certification as a peer counselor. He is also a member of the Honor Guard and the CARE team at the college. He would be entering the department with much more expertise than a recruit graduating the academy, and his salary should reflect his previous training and experience. Again, I believe you guys have got the documentation of it.
Mr. Campbell, do you want to speak? You two big guys are not going to sit next to each other. So you had an opportunity to hear us, and so just if you would tell us a little bit, to us in the community, really, a little bit about yourself, why you wanted to do this, and what you think about, you know, how your approach would be to as a patrol officer for the town of Halifax.
Okay, so my name is Paul Campbell. I'm currently a police officer at Massachusetts Community College. I'm actually in charge of the community engagement unit there. I strongly believe that it's essential to really reach out to your community and really get to know your community. In order to do this job the correct way, you really have to make sure that you know who you're serving. Just getting out there, meeting people every day, shaking hands, just making that connection, because you never know what relationship that you build. That person may see something and feel comfortable to come to you and say, hey, you know, I noticed this strange behavior. I noticed this is happening. So it's very, very, very essential just to take your time to just get to know people. You don't want to walk around in an intimidating manner, because that kind of defeats the purpose of what we do. We're actually here to serve, so you want to be friendly, you want to be open, you know, you want to be at a point where people are comfortable to approach you and say, hi, Officer Campbell, how you doing today? One of the things that I try to do every day is working at the college, I tried to meet new people and just start a general conversation about whatever it was, whatever the person wanted to talk about. So that's really what I believe. I live by that. I feel like 75 to 80% of policing is relationships. And then the other percentage comes to doing the job and making sure people are safe.
Okay, good. Anyone from the board?
Paul, do you have a conflict resolution style when you approach a conflict? Is there not a method to your madness, but what's your style for conflict resolution?
Yeah, so one thing I learned about that is we all tend to know. We all listen. And when I mean by listening, I mean really taking in the information that's being provided. Someone can say something and we can say, did you hear that? And you're like, yeah. And then 5 minutes later, someone asks, well, what'd they say? Oh, I'm not really sure. So one thing with me is I've learned in this career, really take the time to listen to what the person's saying. Because a lot of the times when you approach a scene, someone's going to tell you exactly what's going on. And if you're really taking time to listen, you'll be able to figure out, okay, I understand this conflict. Don't always jump to want to talk and want to take charge right away, depending on how the scene is. If you have the ability to sit down and really listen and really figure out what the person is indicating the issue is, that would be really an advantage.
Great, thank you.
Okay, all right. So why don't we, if we could have the union fellows, the police union, Officer Schleif and
Rob McDonald.
Rob McDonald.
Officer McDonald, sorry about that. Yeah, again, I'm rusty, I apologize. So I just want to point out that in terms of our contract, we need to make a memorandum of agreement in order to bring these two fellows in at a level that's not level 1. I understand you've already talked with Chief Chaves about that.
That's correct.
Okay, and the union has voted or agrees that we can make one change to the contract, and that would be this memorandum of agreement, which allows us to hire off Mr. Campbell and Mr. Feltrip at step 3.
That's correct.
Okay, good. All right, so I will make a motion that we agree with the patrolmen's union on that one change to the patrolman contract that allows us to make this particular hire.
So moved.
Need a second? Okay, do we have any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? It's unanimous. I'm going to sign it right now.
And can I just say too, it's great that we're seeing candidates that are fully trained coming here. It's a nice thing to see. So excited to have you folks that have experience coming to Halifax. So
Thank you.
it's great.
All right, so we'll sign this agreement, and as soon as that's done, then we'll, we can probably do it in, should we do it in 2 motions for the minutes? I suppose we probably should, yeah. Okay.
All right, right over the plan.
So if you pass that down there, thank you. Okay, so I would entertain, and my board would entertain a motion to, since he's the first one on the list here, to hire Mr. Paul Campbell as a patrol officer for the town of Halifax, and that he would start at step 3 of the current contract.
All right, I'll make a motion for the town of Halifax to hire Officer Paul A. Campbell for the town of Halifax, starting at a step 3.
Okay, do we have a second? Second. Okay, any discussion? I like you, seem like a very nice fellow. I wish you a lot of good luck in our town. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous. Congratulations.
Welcome to
Take
town.
now a motion to hire Mr. William J. Feltrip as the next police officer, the patrol officer rather, for the town of Halifax, and that he should be retained at, or start at step 3 under the current contract.
I'll make a motion to hire William J. Feltrip as a patrol officer for the town of Halifax, starting at a step 3.
Okay, do we have a second? Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Welcome.
Congratulations, fellas.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You have a long career.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Welcome to Halifax.
Chief, excellent candidates. I did review their resumes. Thank you for your work. It's really fantastic, so,
Very happy with both of them.
Okay.
We just need the chair.
Right, to sign the conditional.
Okay.
In the package. So it's
what do you need?
Before the, yeah,
Yeah, there's a conditional offer.
the conditional offer is in here for employment,
It's in your pink one too, behind your pink paper.
right here on the pink. We have color, I don't know if you know, we have color-coded folders
Well, they
now,
look like
John.
red. They both look red to
They
me.
both look red.
Don't you remember that from Beth?
Not this one,
No,
Pam.
not that one. It's in-
So what do you want me to
it's in
s-
the blue folder.
What are we
Blue
looking
folder.
Blue folder, right?
Oh, the blue folder.
It's very colorful up here.
Oh, that.
Behind the pink page. Gotcha.
Flip it on the next page. So there's one. There's a lot of colors.
There are. So we
So there's sign this here.
sign each one.
Appointing authority's signature, so I guess that's me, right? One.
will.
And Chief, if you can get the candidates to sign in the correct spot there, there's a line for that.
We got stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Seriously. How did we do it?
Okay, so signatures, this all goes together. It's getting too many papers all on the way here.
I know. These are everywhere.
There we go. Okay, all
All right.
right. So while they're doing that, I think we can go on with the agenda.
Agenda?
I feel comfortable, Nausea, but I'll ask you. We have to affirm the approval of warrants and commitments that were done over the last, let's see, it looks like they were done, I can't tell the dates here, but
They were
October.
between meetings, so between.
Yeah, from our last meeting
From the
today.
last meeting.
Until now, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, pass that down to Pam. So, I know you're kind of new to this, but normally what the board has to do is we get bills every meeting, and those bills are for payroll, for various things that need to be done. The board has to approve them.
Okay.
We're not required to do anything other than review them and approve them. If you have a problem with them, we can do that. But I feel confident that Jonathan has looked them over, and they go through the accountant's office and everything else first. So just to make sure.
I'm definitely confident Jonathan.
Okay, so I will, I'll make the motion to affirm the approval of, let's see, so how come these don't have warrant numbers?
Because those are bills that haven't come upstairs yet. Those are selectmen bills.
Right.
So these are warrants and commitments that have already been made. These are the selectmen bills. And then these are commitments
All right,
and
so I have to read them
abatements.
all then, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right, okay, so I'll
I
make
know
the,
something John Bruno doesn't know.
no, I thought they'd all be on a warrant, that's what I was
I know.
Okay. You know lots of things I don't know. All right, so I'll make the motion to approve the following warrants. Vendor warrant 40 for $158,000 to $124.43. Payroll warrant number 41 for $403,709.62. The vendor warrant number 42 for $138,926.53. School warrant number 43 for $385,810.69. Withholding warrant number 44 for $143,483.26. Ambulance commitments from October 17th to October 23rd for $35,236.76. Ambulance commitments for October 24th through October 30th for $59,143.39.
So moved.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it's unanimous. Next, we'll move to affirm the following selectmen, approval of the following selectmen bills. WB Mason for paper, $94.99. WB Mason for toner, $124.49. National Grid for the Town Hall Electric, $1,019.70. KP Law for the legal bill for September, $1,732.50.
So moved.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Finally, approval of the following abatements and commitments. Ambulance abatement, October for $103,631.09. Ambulance commitments for October 31st through November 6th for $26,041.17. Mobile home park fee, number 11, for $5,148.
So moved.
All right, give a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Now, do we have bills to deal with
Those are the
tonight?
red
Red folder.
folder. Just- Yeah, move the next one.
Red folder.
Yeah.
They're both red.
Those are
both
signed
red.
out.
You're doing that on purpose to an old man.
No, wait, it's the red folder.
Yeah, well, I know.
All right.
Changing the color of that folder. So.
That's it.
All right, so we have here So these are set up separately, okay.
Yep, so yeah, just the amount we had before.
Okay, so we have a bill from the law account for $78, and that is for books and subscriptions, internet subscriptions dated October 31st, 2022. And we have a second bill from the law account for $11,000 to Brooks and Durenzis PC for various legal matters, the various ones that have come across over the month of November, it looks like. I'm sorry, October. So I would move the approval of those, payment of those two bills.
So moved.
Sorry.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None, so it passes unanimously. So if things haven't changed,
Sign
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
the lower one there and the lower one.
oh, sign these down? Okay.
Sign both sides.
Used to just initial them.
Times have changed.
You initial them
Apparently.
when you do the whole warrant. You do that, you sign down there when
Good
it's
thing
your
you're
bill.
here to straighten me out. Next time, the clerk gets to do all this, so I hope you're taking notes. All right. Okay, so that's that. All right,
Yep,
So we
so
do
we're back
have,
down to our-
go back to our regular
Yeah.
thing. We have a letter from
Yep.
Dennis Carmen. I need my glasses for this one. So this is a letter that was received today to all my neighbors and to my neighbors and all of my neighbors in this beloved town of Halifax. Though I am disappointed that I was not successful in my run for selectman in yesterday's special election, I am heartened that 3,131 people, 57.65% of our registered voters, took time out to vote. I congratulate John Bruto and Naja Nezarella for their impressive wins to become selectmen. Thank you to the other candidates for selectmen, Mary Gravenese, David Massio, and William Smith, who all ran positive, enthusiastic, and professional campaigns. And I especially wish to ask my fellow residents to raise their glasses of champagne, wine, beer, soda, chocolate milk, or other beverage of their choice, to offer a toast of thanks to Selectman Jonathan Seelig for standing in the fire to keep everything running smoothly in this critical transitional time. Also, I'd like to thank our town officials, town workers, and all the volunteers on our town boards and committee members who endeavor every day to make our town better. There are vacancies on these boards and committees in need of more volunteers, so I urge all residents to consider getting involved to help lend a hand. Make no mistake, we have significant problems in our cherished hometown. Having any doubt of that means you may need to become more engaged in what is happening locally, but please do not add to these problems. Rather, get engaged and become part of the solution. We are not always going to agree, but we must always respect each other and connect with each other as caring human beings who are dedicated to compromise and progress. I will be reaching out to our new Board of Selectmen soon to offer whatever help I can in their efforts to restore our beloved town of Halifax to the welcoming, fair, and prosperous community that we all know it can be. Peace, Dennis Carmen, Hudson Street, Halifax, Massachusetts. I can go on our correspondence. Okay. So going back to the agenda, the next thing on the agenda is to deal with the interim town administrator. And so I guess Mrs. Nolan has been sort of an acting town administrator, and now you are going to be the interim town administrator. That was okay with you, right?
Till you get a new one, which hopefully will be soon.
Okay, so do we have a motion to appoint Sandra Nolan as interim town administrator?
So moved.
Okay, we have a second. Any discussion?
No, I just wanted to thank Sandy for stepping in again. I want to reiterate, this was not something Sandy wanted to do. And she's been burning the candle at both ends, so thank you very much, Sandy. You've done a stellar job, and proud to call you coworker.
Jen?
Yes.
Now, the administrator, will she be at least be compensated for the hard work she's put in until such time? as
That's a wage and personnel issue, and I'm not sure. I don't think we've ever gotten that far on it. It's something we should look into, though. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Okay, any other discussion? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of appointing Sandra Nolan as interim town administrator, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes unanimously. Congratulations. Recycling abatements now.
Right here.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
We fold the blue.
I believe we have the one, do we have the one copy, Pam, or everybody's got one?
Thought I
Everyone's
had,
got their own.
Everyone's got their own, so that's in the blue. And we've been reading them by bill number, as to not give anybody's personal information.
oh, my bill number.
Yeah, so
Okay.
by bill, I moved the following.
Okay, so, just so we are all on the same page, these are requests for abatement that have come in over the past year on the recycling.
Correct.
Is that right? Okay, and the recycling fee, I think, is $50 right now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so, as part of the process, if someone gets a bill, and for whatever reason, they don't think they should be having to pay it, they're not using the recycling, or whatever the reason might be, then that's how it gets up on the abatements.
Well, I think technically you are required to have recycling now. So what they do is they provide proof of private hauler. They bring in their
Oh,
letter,
right.
they bring in their their application for the abatement. So these are folks that have provided their private hauler letter
Okay.
to Pam and their application, so,
Okay,
so these are the abatements we can give back.
And then there's one on here that says vacant. So
Right.
everybody on here is a private hauler, except for like if you look at the right last.
So this one here you see is
So
vacant, nobody's
it's
living
vacant.
there, so that's
And
why.
they provide me,
So that's why they're
that the
abated.
house is vacant.
And that
how about
one is-
number 7, with
Yeah.
2 units, abate $100, so they
Yes,
have,
you just-
two
you just-
houses.
you say,
oh,
yeah.
2 houses?
yeah, two
Okay.
units.
But they get one bill?
They get one bill, it's $100,
Okay,
so,
Because of the 2 units.
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
all right. So any other questions or comments from the board before I go through the list here? All right, so we'll move to abate the following recycling, recycling by bill number. So it's a long list.
It is, get ready. Believe me, I've been doing it for a couple of weeks here.
225, number 2256, number 870, number 357, number 1398, number 567, number 1160, number 2163, number 1913, number 1320, number 1704, number 367, number 2392, number 703, number 2638, number 2579, number 2339, number 1731, number 1953, number 945, number 224, number 385, number 253, number 1018, number 46, number 549, number 1227, number 2264, number 1131, number 1924, number 84, number 2058, number 2405, number 806, number 1241, number 401, number 2127, number 1785, number 2646, number 2609, number 2612, number 2621, number 885, number 2596, number 1257, number 1407, number 2110, number 619, number 590, number 672, and number 1105. I think that's all of them, right?
You wanna do these?
Well,
Is that listed?
Is this additional ones in the back?
So
Yeah.
why don't we, you guys move and second that, and then we have a couple of extraordinary ones.
Okay,
And then we'll
So-
talk to you about those, John.
so we'll do these. These are a
So
couple
these are
special circumstances.
Okay. So that'd be the motion on the abatements.
So moved, yeah.
Okay, we have a second, right?
Yeah.
All right, any discussion?
Nope.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Not opposed, so it's unanimous. All right, so we have 2 other bills that are... What's the-
Three other bills. So
So go ahead, John.
So these were submitted before the deadline, but they were missing some of the paperwork. So the question to the board is, do we allow them to have their abatement? Again, it was postmarked before the deadline, but they are missing. Pam, have they since given us the information, or?
No, if you read in the comments,
Yeah.
so this particular one, we sent them a letter with an abatement form stating that the office needs a letter from their hauler. We did that on 11/10/3. On 11/4, I emailed them with another abatement form, and I still did not get a letter from the hauler or an abatement form. We received a request, or whether it was, this one was through the mail, we got it on 11/3, the deadline was 11/5. They have 60 days to abate it, the form thing.
So it's a question of not having a completed form?
Yeah, they've been notified a couple of times.
Yeah.
And they don't have the letter either
I
from
don't
their
have
home.
either one.
Yeah, I would say they haven't provided the evidence that they need, right? That's what's not there. So does this require an action, or we just,
Well,
unless we could, that's a bad question. The action, I guess you're asking us, is whether the board wants to abate it regardless of having all the paperwork, or take no action at all. Right?
well, it would be that or deny, and what happens is I would send a letter that their abatement request was denied.
Oh,
Or
okay.
that they
Okay.
didn't get an
Paperwork.
abatement, not that someone,
Okay.
well, they really didn't do a request, because they didn't send me anything, but we know what they wanted. You
Okay,
know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mhm.
okay. I think that's a better way, because at least that way they know what decision was made. Okay, any discussion from the board?
As much as I'd like to help them out, if they don't have what we need,
Mhm.
it's, the instructions were pretty clear.
Yeah, Naja, any comments, questions?
Yeah, I mean, we sent
Okay.
an email
So-
and letter twice.
I mean, honestly, we just haven't met the requirements, so, I mean, in my mind, there's nothing to do, other than to deny it, because
Sure.
they may have asked for it, but they didn't provide the letter, which seems easy enough.
Yep.
All right, so we have 3 bills here that we'll take
Each
a
one has a little
motion.
bit of a
Each one's
yeah,
different.
a little different scenario.
Yeah,
This
each
is
one's
what
different.
happens.
So this is for
So this-
2544,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I,
so that,
and this
we'd
is
vote on that one.
394, and then that's
yeah,
208.
They have different scenarios, I guess,
Oh, okay.
on each one.
Okay,
So
okay, I got it.
I don't think we can.
Each
make
one's a
that.
different bill.
So
Yeah.
you want to vote each one
So
separately?
Separate.
Yeah.
We should
Vote
do
the
them
first
separately.
one,
Okay.
and then go on to the second.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first one is bill number 2544, and we don't have the required paperwork from the hauler or the abatement form, for that matter.
Yep.
So I would take a motion to deny the abatement request for bill number 2544.
So moved.
Second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Bill number 394, we have not received either an abatement form or a letter from their hauler, so I would take a motion to deny the request for abatement for bill number 394.
So moved.
Okay, a motion and second, do we have any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And the last one is bill number 2078. We've received the paperwork. The abatement form is dated 11/5/22, which is on time.
yeah,
And the letter from the hauler is dated 9/16/22, so,
right, but the postmark.
Postmark
so
date.
this came through the mail.
So that technically came after the due date by 2 days, Pam?
yeah.
Yeah, so so
Postmark
what,
date. So
They
we
missed it by
received it,
2
we
days.
received it today, right? 11/9?
wait, no, yeah, we received it today, yes, we did.
Okay.
For a Saturday deadline.
Okay, so, I mean, I don't know, we have all the paperwork in order, it is late, not by a lot. I don't know, my view is, I would do the abatement, but I'd write a note back to her and say, please get these things on time next time.
Yeah, I agree. It's not that she doesn't have the paperwork, or this person doesn't have the paperwork, it's just they were a couple days late. It's
Yep.
not like the other scenarios.
Right. we don't
They
have
actually
to
did
work at all.
the
They
work.
did the work for it, yeah.
Little late,
A
but
little different.
did it
Okay,
all.
so take a motion on bill number 2078 to abate the recycling bill, and as part of that, to send a letter to the homeowner saying that you need to get these in on time. You can word it better than that.
So moved, I guess.
Thank you. Second. All right, any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that passes unanimously. Now, where's this stuff? It's in here.
All right, so this one is in here.
We did the recycling. Okay, annual inspections. Oh, why don't we just jump ahead and do the live entertainment permit, just because I think that's going to be too controversial.
Sure. It's in the blue, yeah.
Blue file or somewhere.
All the way to the back.
Looks like this.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. Okay, so, just so we're all, again, all on the same page, live entertainment requires permission by the Board of Selectmen. Live entertainment is usually either some sort of a band or even pre-recorded music if it's loud and that kind of thing. So we have a request from Mr. Hasiotis on Walnut Street. This has already happened. Was on October 29th, 2022, where they had a some sort of a cookout, I guess, and Selectman Seelig approved it, so we're just going to affirm the approval. I assume there was no difficulties with it.
No difficulties and no problems, happy to report.
Okay, good. So I'll move that we affirm the approval of the live entertainment permit for October 29th, 2022 for Mr. Hasiotis on Walnut Street.
So moved.
Okay.
Second?
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Okay, all right, that takes care of that. Yep. Okay.
All the different ones, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So you've never done this before either, have you?
If I had a nickel every time I heard that one, yeah, that is correct.
That means it's definitely not for me.
The Board of Selectmen is the licensing authority for alcoholic beverages, and all of the places in town that sell, whether it's a package store or a bar or a wine and beer place, all have to have a license, which is an annual renewal. And as part of the renewal process, the board typically does an inspection. So the inspection is not that big of a deal, really, but we go in and you can see here there are just a couple of things to look for. The first year I was on the board when we did this, we decided to all do it together, just so I could learn and everyone else could learn. If you guys want to do that, we could. Or as time went along, we divided it up so that, everybody had one or two to do. They're unannounced inspections. We just go and look, say, ask for the manager, look for the license, and do those kind of things. I'll leave it up to you guys how you feel about that. Did you rather go as a group, or split them up, or what?
I mean, if you're offering your expertise, sign me up.
Really,
I
is not a
mean,
whole
maybe
lot
we
of-
could do, show us two of them, and then we could go out and
Yeah, we could do
Show
that,
us a
too.
couple and
yeah,
then
then we could
So we
split
could
them
do-
up.
from there.
We could just agree to do the first couple of them or whatever. They're really, actually, they've gotten smaller over time.
Yeah, 10 of them.
10?
What
That's
are,
it?
I'm
Just the
not
front-
even sure,
just the
what's
front page.
Subham Inc. and Unit 5 Bar LLC? Are they,
Oh,
He's on the back.
Unified Bar is the T-Box,
T-Bar.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
the T-Box.
okay. And Subham Inc.?
That's,
What's that address?
that's the package store, I believe, right?
Twin
Yes,
Lakes?
that's
Right.
down there on Twin Lakes.
Right on
Okay.
Twin Lakes, yeah.
The one on 36? Or the
No,
one-
no, no, no,
58,
that's
right. So
Lindy's.
what's
It's the one on 58 right near Hanson.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
the address, yeah,
Okay.
right there. That's it, with the, yeah, 1 Monson Street is T.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Twin Lakes.
Okay, so, do you want to, we can go,
I'm wondering, John, if we should all go maybe do one, at least a restaurant together and then a package store together?
yeah. I
So that
think
way
that's a
we
good
can kind
idea.
of
Sure.
get the
Yep.
difference between the
Yeah,
two?
we have to have these done by the 12th, by a month from now, from the
Okay.
14th of December. We can do whichever ones you folks think. There you go, which one's that?
That was good.
I just landed on D's Grill 58.
All right,
So there's the restaurant.
That's the restaurant. So that's all of us.
okay. And a liquor store?
Sure.
We just walk down
Down the street and do Harmony too?
Yeah, I guess that makes the most sense.
All right, okay. When are you guys think you might want to do this?
what's good for you schedule-wise. I'll figure it out. What's good for you for your schedule, and I can figure it out.
Well, do you work day shifts?
I work 3 to 11,
3 to 11?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
usually Fridays off, so,
You have Fridays off?
and weekends, yeah.
Well, this Friday, I know I can't do it, and next Friday, we have a meeting. If you work 3 to 11, so you'd want to do it in the daytime. We could, one of these is not, Grill 58 is closed on Mondays now, I think.
Might be Monday.
Sunday,
Sunday
Monday.
and Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, Barbara's hours now.
Sunday. Wow,
Um,
that's crazy.
It's like a barber shop.
Is Happy Dragon open? No, they're closed on Mondays too, I think, right?
Yeah, a lot of
I
the
think everything's
restaurants are
closed.
Yeah,
closed
they're
on
closing
Mondays.
I always
Mondays.
have to say that, because Monday we have.
Some
Did you know
Tuesdays.
about the Monday, the 14th?
Our site visit.
The site visit, yeah. So,
We'll get them up to speed.
we'll have to talk about that. But I was just thinking that might be
Yeah.
time to do it, but no,
Well, that's,
Yeah, 'cause it's across the
that's
street
right,
from
that's
there,
right in that
too.
neighborhood
Yeah.
too, John.
I know,
So-
but nothing's open. Except for
Oh,
the
yeah,
liquor
you're
store.
right. You're right.
What's this one? Well, how about, to do it by the 14th, so, do you, if we're trying to do it on a Friday, the first Friday I could do it would be December 2nd. I could do it any time that day. That works for you
December
guys?
2nd? December 2nd?
I'm open to, I'm wide open.
Okay, so why don't we plan to do those 2 inspections on Friday the 2nd? Let's see. Grill 58, I'm not even sure what time it opens, probably not before noon.
Let me see if I can find some hours.
They do breakfast some days,
Grill
right?
58
Yeah,
does?
they don't do it
On the
anymore.
weekends, no. Sorry, guys.
No, say we did like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, would that work for everybody?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll probably have to post the meeting because you guys are gonna be going as a group.
Yeah.
So
I-
it is a site inspection, it would be considered a site inspection, just be careful not to deliberate anything. You're there to look at everything, but make no decisions.
Right, and that's the whole point of it anyway. We don't, the decisions will be made when the licenses come up for renewal, I guess on the 14th, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Will that give us enough time, John, from the 2nd to the 13th to get the other ones done?
Well, it's up,
Yeah?
it's whatever
Yeah.
you guys think, you know, because there's only,
Yeah, there's only
2, 3, 4,
4,
5, 6,
So that'd leave us each about 3 to
7,
do.
8. So we have 8, so that's, there's 3 of us, so like 2 apiece roughly.
For these ones.
hmm?
For those ones also.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see. Oh, no, it's the same thing.
Oh, it's,
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, all right.
It's just over here, it just gives you.
I have
Yeah,
listed
just-
the establishments on the first page, and then with that page, I have like what they should
Yeah,
be.
when I do them, I mean, the inspection is, go in, you ask for the manager. It has to be, supposed to be a manager on duty at all times, an assistant manager or somebody. Ask them to see their license, it's supposed to be prominently posted. Look in the back, look at the liquor storage areas, you know, is it locked, is it open to the public, not supposed to be. Take a look around, you know, if the place is run down, or there's some issue that we need to talk about, you know, in renewal time. This says, see if the person in charge has tips training, so I suppose that'd be the question, because that's new, I didn't used to have to do that.
Right, well, when they bring in their paperwork, what I'll ask is, I'll say, you know, can you give me your current staff, and let me, yeah, they all tip certified, and I'll ask them for updated tip certificates.
Okay.
And I make copies
So
of
they,
them.
they produce that anyway at their
Yeah,
hearing?
yeah, I gotta hunt them down.
Okay. So it's really, that's it, you kind of walk in.
Can I wear like big Groucho Marx glasses and a big hat, sneak my way?
If you want to.
Sure.
But that's really all it is, and you can do, like, if you have two of them and they're one right next to the other, just do one, the other, and you're done in like 10 minutes. It's
Okay.
really not a big
That's
deal.
what they kinda used to do.
So,
too.
okay.
Yeah, bring them together, yeah.
So let's, we'll do it together on December 2nd, just so we all go once. We'll do those, we'll do the Grill 58 and the Twin Harmony 2 liquors. And, okay, so do you want to divide them up after that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
What time for the December 2nd?
Oh, I'm sorry,
So they open, I just checked, it opens at 11
Grill
on,
58 does?
on Friday, yeah.
All right, whatever works for you guys, I mean, I can
I'm open.
do any time that day.
Anytime. Go in there as they open.
The liquor store's open at 8, so that's fine, so, I don't know, maybe do them at noon, does that work?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so noon on the 2nd. All right. Okay, and so,
We can just go down the list.
yeah, so in-season restaurant, that's the Monpons, the old Monpons Inn, I guess. I mean, does anybody have a preference one way
No,
or another?
start, I
Okay.
think, start
All right.
assigning names, John, go for it.
All right, so let me do it this way. I'll give Jonathan the first one. Country Club of Halifax, is that all right? I don't even know if they have a
Is that-
open now.
Is it
Are
open?
they
They
open?
still got like a trailer back there.
I didn't think, is Country Club open right now for?
The
It is right, and the course is
restaurant
open.
was closed, but they were doing it outside, but now it's the winter, so I don't know. How about if I do that one?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Dee's Grill, Halifax Mobile would be
Naja?
Naja. Happy Dragon would be back to
Back to me,
you.
yeah,
Lindy's would be,
back to you.
that would be me, and then Lionsville would go back to Naja, which is actually good, because they're one right next to the other, right?
Yeah.
Right? Halifax Mobile, no.
No,
Halifax
no.
Mobile is,
Halifax Noble's down
The
across from
Mobiles.
Davis
Oh, that's
Automotive.
right, too, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then we have Subham Inc., which we decided is
Twin
Twin Lakes, which is down the end, so we're back
Yeah.
up to Jonathan.
I can take that, yeah.
All right, and the Unified Bar,
That's the T box.
why don't we just do that when we do
While
it
we're
on the-
there.
on the 2nd, 'cause it's
Okay.
in the same place.
I don't know if they're open though, when we're there. The T box, I believe, is night
Oh,
hours.
what hours they're open?
Yeah, I believe they're nighttime hours.
Probably just talk to Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Joe would probably let us
can
in.
ask
He's
Joe.
probably there, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'll tell you
Joe
what,
or
if it's
Matt,
open,
his
we'll
son.
look at it. If it's not open, one of us will come back.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll
Okay.
put all
All
three
right.
of us for now.
Okay.
We'll say all three, in that one?
Yeah.
Yep.
T-box.
All right, takes care of that.
Is that something we have to motion in second, John, or?
I don't know.
No,
I don't think
no.
so.
Okay.
It's just an inspection.
No, I put in the minutes who we assigned.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
what I usually do.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
We did the employment permit, we did the inspections. What am I forgetting?
I think that's it.
We've done.
Oh, I know what I wanted to ask. When's our next meeting?
Yes. Our next meeting is 2 weeks from yesterday, so that's the 22nd
Yeah.
of November. That's our regularly scheduled meeting.
Does 6 o'clock work for you?
6 o'clock, all
On
right?
the Tuesday, the 22nd? Okay, I mean, I like it, it's better for me, frankly. All right, so our next meeting will be 6 o'clock on the 22nd.
Actually, your next meeting will be the 18th.
Oh, I'm sorry, actually, do we need to
Yes.
have a motion? We did the motion for the 18th, so we're all set on that, right? Or did we?
Do we make a motion to?
I thought we did. The motion to hold the interviews on the 18th?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I thought we
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
we did.
yeah.
Yep, okay, so we're good on that.
For 3.
Posted,
Yeah.
Yep, and we have our
2 o'clock here on Friday.
22nd is the next regularly scheduled meeting.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to I was thinking about before, wait a minute, what's this here?
Oh, yeah, you have to
Oh, you'll
sign
cycle,
that.
those are your
If anyone
ambulance.
can sign that. You're-
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
you're already okay with
One
those.
thing that just, you guys would think about, I was wondering if it wouldn't be a bad idea if this board decided to hold kind of like regular office hours. And by that I mean maybe once a month or once every couple of weeks or whatever, one of us would be at town hall. We'll announce it and everything. And if
Sure.
anyone has like issues they want to talk about, or tell us about, or bring up, or whatever, we wouldn't have a quorum, so we wouldn't vote on anything. But we would also, I think sometimes, people might come to a meeting here and have things they want to talk about, and they're not on our agenda, so we're not going to talk about them, right?
Yeah.
So, but they might want to talk to a selectman about it. So I don't know if you guys want
Yeah.
to think about that, or whatever, but maybe I'll bring it up at our next meeting, just to.
It's a great idea.
Think about that.
Great idea.
I just think it might help a little bit.
Sure.
Okay, anything else to come before the board?
Just before you adjourn, do you want to just have PM set up the appointment times for the 3 candidates?
Yeah.
You said start at 3, so
Yeah.
if we had like a 3, a 4, and a
Oh, right.
5
Yeah,
o'clock interview?
he said anything after 2,
Right.
and I think 3 o'clock I know personally would work for me and not be off. And so-
I think in our last go-around, we set the interview time for 45 minutes and then gave 15 minutes for kind of a clear-up time and a discussion time, or about 40 minutes. So it gave us 20 minutes to talk about the candidates we just saw and then, start them on the hour, to your point. So
I think
that
that's,
seemed to work okay.
Have PM set them up.
yeah.
Now, who would, I think it's Bernie that would contact the people? Is that-
Yes, so we can go
It is
through
last time.
Bernie.
Yeah.
So we'll tell Bernie what time do we want to start them.
This could be
One-
3, 4, and 5, I would
Okay,
guess.
so
Yep.
so you'll be in contact with Bernie, or maybe Sue,
Sure.
or Sue would, or what do you got?
Either one of
Anyone
us.
from the
Mhm.
committee, okay. So you want
So-
to start that?
Let's, that's a good point. So while we're talking about this, our protocol for this interview, I know you've already thought about it, but maybe we should just bring it up so we all know what we're talking about when the meeting starts. So
Sure.
what do you think?
So what we did before was we hired the consultant, Bernie Lynch. He kind of serves as the point man for our interviews. Kind of asks them questions, both specific to them and kind of general in nature. We are allowed to pipe in with any kind of issues we have or any kind of questions we want to bring up. If a candidate brings up something that we want to extrapolate on, we're allowed to ask follow-up questions. And then what usually happened was they would leave. We would have about 20 minutes to kind of discuss a little bit, not in, great detail. And then we would bring in the next candidate. So that's kind of how it flowed
Okay.
for that whole process, if you guys are okay with that.
Is he, so he'll be here and.
He'll be here, usually sits right here next to Pam.
And interview.
And he-
Yeah.
Pam and him are right here. And they sit here and we, kind of similar to what we did with our new officers,
Okay.
and just, fire away with all our questions.
Okay.
So,
Can we get packages ahead of time?
I believe we
So
did.
he's already given you
we have
the
them.
interviews. It's right here.
Yep, that's the one you got.
Oh, okay, good.
So
Oh,
this
good.
says the packages, this has their resumes and their cover letters.
Okay.
He is doing research now as far as on the internet and calling references. And he said he will have that information ahead of time.
Okay.
Ahead of the meeting, so you'll also have that.
Okay.
We'll make sure that it gets to your email addresses
Okay,
so that you'll be able to look at them before
okay.
the meeting.
And I had offered out too, if there were any citizens that had any questions that they might think we should ask our possible town administrator, email them to me or the board or whatever, and, we'll try to get as many questions answered as we can.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
When are the names going to become public?
When we post the agenda.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I know there's a certain time frame, so.
Yeah, I mean, some of these folks might,
Correct, correct.
You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
you want to post them?
Oh, they haven't
any
been, we
earlier?
haven't arranged with them yet, so when,
Yeah.
Right.
when those appointments are made, then that'll all be.
they might not have alerted their,
Yeah,
their employers. They might not know that,
that's good.
that they're looking. So we don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Okay, anything else that come before the board, or we're all right, in that
Good.
case?
Oh, right here.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to formally come in and say congratulations to everybody. David Marcio, 1610th Ave.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Jonathan.
Appreciate it.
You good?
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
Thank
Thank you guys for stepping
Thank you.
up.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Dave.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll take a motion to adjourn,
So moved.
and second.
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Board is adjourned.
Yes, it is.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so I don't know.